Now, here to present the International Emmy Awards for News and Current Affairs is the President and CEO of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, Bruce Paisner.
Good evening. Reporting is dangerous work. We all recognize the risks inherent in covering wars, terrorism, and natural disasters. But in the last years, a new threat has been added. The cry of fake news and enemy of the people directed at journalists is a danger to our work and to our existence as an independent profession. Journalists in many countries now face new and chilling threats, from being banned from a room to being faced with a mob egged on by government officials to being thrown in jail. There are many routes to standing firm in the face of authoritarian government, and perhaps the first is self-help. A gesture as simple as leaving a press briefing en masse if a colleague is ignored or dismissed would be a start. As Benjamin Franklin said at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, we must all hang together, or surely we will all hang separately. Tonight, we will, as always, celebrate excellence in TV news gathering around the world. We will recognize the journalists who do the work and the executives who back them. And hopefully, in an era when authoritarian governments seem to have taken hold in many places, we will reaffirm the need for an independent press to stand up for real democracy and for freedom. The nominees for the International Emmy Award for News are...
From Brazil, Jornal Globo News. Dozens killed and wounded in Alcazuz prison riot. The collapse of Brazil's prison system. Globo News, TV Globo. From Qatar, Newsgrid. Qatar Crisis Special. Al Jazeera English. From Russia, #Mosul SOS, RT. From the United Kingdom, Sky News. Rohingya Crisis, Sky News.
And the International Emmy goes to Sky News, Rohingya Crisis.
Accepting the Emmy, Alex Crawford, correspondent.
Kutupalong refugee camp is now home to over 600,000 Rohingya who have fled slaughter in Myanmar. Over half are children. They're starving and they're sick. 1 in 4 is suffering from life-threatening malnutrition.
Thank you for recognizing the plight of the persecution of the Rohingya, because more than 1 million have been hounded out of their homes. Some of them have been raped. Many have been tortured and beaten, and live miserable lives now. It is still going on. Thank you for recognizing Sky News, because we've spent the past year battling to show that we are committed to independent, impartial, groundbreaking journalism. And it's not just the dedication of these people that you see behind me. Martin Smith, who was on that boat, Neville Lazarus, who organised it, superb pictures by Pete Mills, team led by Ashish Joshi, but also our brave editors, John Riley, Dan Williams and Sally Arthey, who believed in our journalism. And we're acutely aware that if we had had different passports, if we had been Burmese, our reporting would have landed us in jail, just like our fellow journalists, Reuters colleagues, Wallone and Chauseou, who have just been sentenced to 7 years in prison for exposing the lie that the Myanmar authorities are still perpetuating. And every one of us here tonight, every single journalist here, should be very worried indeed about that. And we should all be doing everything we can to raise their case and push their case, because it could be you or me or any of these people here who could be in jail. So thank you for remembering the Rohingya people, and please let's not forget those journalists who are less lucky than ours.
And now I'd like to present the nominees for the International Emmy for Current Affairs. They are...
From Brazil, Globo News Especial, Children of Maria de Peña, Globo News, TV Globo. From Germany, Human Smugglers, The Network, DR ZDF German Television. From Turkey, Off the Grid, Silent Death on a Syrian Journey, TRT World. From the United Kingdom, White Right, Meeting the Enemy, Fuse Films for ITV.
And the International Emmy goes to, well, continuing tonight's trend, White Right, Meeting the Enemy.
Accepting the Emmy, Dia Khan, producer-correspondent.
"30 yards away from us, open violence breaks out between the far right and counter-protesters.
Okay. I did not expect that. My goodness, I'm just in awe of all of you. Wow, I'm sorry, this takes my breath away. So I'd like to thank Tom Giles, Kevin Ligo, Michael Jeremy at ITV for their just unflinching support of the work that I do. Our team, Jet, Fuse Films, Andrew Smith, Darren Prindle, Joanne, Alice, Danny, Nick, Derek, Gareth. Wow, I'm absolutely stunned. Sorry. My goodness, you know, this has been such a personal project for me to do. I'm the daughter of immigrants. I'm a Muslim. I'm a woman of color, and I was on the receiving end of endless death threats from white supremacists in this country. And I made a decision that I was no longer going to be afraid of people like that. So instead, I wanted to sit down with them and see whether it's possible for them to recognize my humanity and for me to find the human being behind the chest beating and the rhetoric and the ideology. And after spending as much time as I did with these guys, who, mind you, never spent any time with someone like me, their enemy, two of them have actually left the white supremacist movement. And it's, you know, change is possible, and I know hope is very difficult to hold on to, but hope in this time, I think, is an act of defiance, it's an act of resistance. I refuse to dehumanize people who dehumanize me, because otherwise there's no difference really between us and people like that. So I'm stunned, I'm honored, thank you so much, thank you.